Power of consistency. If you start a fire, to keep it going, you have to keep adding wood to the fire. If you start the fire, you put some stuff on there and then you just let it burn out, it's done. Now you have to start over. You got to get it going and all that stuff, right? The problem with solar is a double-edged sword. The commissions are so high, a lot of people go out, sell a couple deals, everything's paid for, and now they're cruising, they're coasting. But then they fall into this bad habit of they get going and then they let the fire burn out. Now they have to start over. And it's all this effort. It's like a train starting and stopping. It takes a lot of energy to get the train going, but once it gets going, you can cruise. So the biggest thing with solar, especially if you're thinking long term, what you should be, is being consistent. Always working your calendar. You need to block off, I am prospecting these hours no matter what, and treat it like an appointment. You would never just not show up to an appointment, but for some reason we don't show up to prospecting. So you need to block it off. I am working these hours. I am prospecting during these hours, week in, week out. I'm going to work strategically. I'm going to maintain my list. I'm going to build my pipeline. And if you actually do that, you can have fun. You can still take trips and all that. But if you stay consistent and you don't let the fire die, that is when solar gets crazy. You start getting referrals all over. You don't even have to knock doors anymore. You have all this stuff just coming in. You can't even handle it because you just customer, because you spent the time over a year or two of being consistent, of being engaged day in, day out, week in, week out. And that's what builds the pipeline, because solar is all about building that long-term customer base. And once you do that, your life will never be the same. Instead of always struggling, always having to cold prospect all the time, you still want to keep those habits up. You're still going to get deals from doing that. But you'll build that fire so big, it'll have so much wood in there that you're getting customers from all angles. And that is when your life will never be the same. So stay consistent. Don't fall into the short-term trap of stop and go, build your fire, and always keep adding wood to the fire. Don't ever let it die out.